by now just about everyone is aware of the big rally in precious metals, gold, silver, other things in that space, hard assets, which of course we've been talking about here now on this channel for the better part of the past couple of years or so. However, I still think there's a good catch-up trade in some of the stocks that are related to this. On the mining front, in particular, one stock I'm looking at is Freeport-McMoRan, which I'd like to point out here in this video. So let's first have a look at what some of the global copper mining stocks are doing. If you look at this dispersion chart, you can see the performance year to date, and you'll see a lot of these stocks are up anywhere between, let's call it, 40, 50 to as much as 250%. But you'll notice at the bottom here, there's a couple stocks that are lagging quite badly. One of them being Freeport-McMoRan, which is still up on a year, still up 13, 14%, but it's certainly not where we think it could be. So what's going on? Well, let's have a look at it and see if we can make some sense of it by drawing some lines. So what you have here at the bottom, we're going to go from bottom to top. You will see at the very bottom, for example, is a company called Southern Copper. You can see it started breaking out materially, no pun intended, maybe pun intended, in August of this year, so a big move to the upside. You will see the same thing happened again from a global copper mining equity perspective. That's the green line. You can see that cohort of stocks had a major breakout at the same time as that stock did down there. But notably, and this is really what I'm trying to get to, the price of copper itself had a whole bunch of setbacks this year from a headline perspective around tariffs. This is the U.S. price of copper, I should mention, right? And so you can see it rally, then it totally fell apart. And this has been, again, subject to basically tariff news. And then at the very top, we have this price chart of the price of Freeport-McMoRan. Again, the ticker symbol is FCX. And it too has been struggling. It tried to go, and then the other day, actually, the company had some news about how its copper capacity, mining capacity, might be tested because they had a situation with one of the major mines. And so that's why I think some of the underperformance is taking place. I think it's going to catch up. However, what I really want to get to is I want to show you how we can measure a strong stock, or what the potential is for a strong stock, and how it's being supported by basically the demand in that entire copper story. Again, keep in mind, just before we go into the final chart, the performance of the global copper mining stocks. So if we now finally go into the absolute chart of Freeport-McMoRan, what you'll see is, and again, this is of course all supported in this case by sort of the fundamental story. You can see that even though the stock hasn't been able to break out, right? So it had an attempt, but then it failed to do so, as I just mentioned before. It is holding on really well. So for example, in the second part of September, as I mentioned before, this company announced that they had an issue with one of the main mines that it operates for copper, and the stock really fell hard. I mean, you can see it over the course of a couple of days basically lost 20 plus 21, 22%. However, it's also rebounding very quickly. And to me, that is the kind of thing that we like to see for a stock that is supported by a strong industry, by strong demand. So I don't know when this stock breaks out. I think it's very likely for the time being. I think the most likely course of action is that the stock at least starts to fill the down gap from the 24th of September. So that would get it to about $45.50, which is, from the time I'm recording, it's just another 5 or 6% higher. But again, the point is this sharp reversal. Just as quickly as the news brought the stock down, the stock has rebounded because, again, of that strong demand fundamentally in material stocks in general. Hope it helps, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
If this video helped you, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, you give us a thumbs up, like, and if you want to see this approach in action, you will want to join us in our Set the Market morning call, which happens at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Monday through Thursday. Make sure you join us for that in the link down below. Again, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.